Well, you can count on the Dallas Cowboys to always ruin it. We were having a good weekend. The Mavericks won. The Dallas Wings got the #1 pick. All that was left to do was the Cowboys to go out here and win, and we could have had a complete weekend. The ball was right there on the tee, Dallas Cowboys. All you
it wasn't on the tee, man. It wasn't on the tee.
All you had to do was hit the ball.
It wasn't on the tee. That thing was over before it started. That was until it started. I'll tell you one good thing.
Cowboys lose 34-10.
I'll tell you what, man. After the Cowboys get their back blown out tonight, one good thing coming out of all this is if you're Troy Aikman, he don't after this butt whooping the Cowboys guy, he don't have to take a plane ride. He can just drive home tonight and sleep in his bed tonight. It's one good thing Troy Aikman got out of this.
I don't know what's worse: Cowboys getting blown out, or the Stars losing to a bunch of 18 to a bunch of 18 to 22 years old.
Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Come on, Stars.
Hey, Brian, it's a new week. You see, once Sunday's over, it's a new week. So that what was talking about, that thing's over. It's a brand new week.
Come on, man. It's a terrible way to start. Well, Paige is gonna look great in a Wings jersey. Yeah.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
DJ says BTA.
Yeah, I think I know what that means. I think I know what that means. Okay, let's look at some Twitter. Let's look at the X, the Twitter machine. After this game, he says somebody named Dan says Cooper Rush is our starting QB until the end of the season, and Jerry Jones is still alive as the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody has it worse than us. Wow, so Jerry Jones is still alive.
It killed you.
Okay.
Killed
Somebody named Cowboy Racer says Jerry deserves every bit of it. All in can suck it. Flight, aka at Flight 2 times, says betting on the Cowboys is like throwing your money out the window. Brad says a really, really rough year for the Cowboys. Let's see who else we got. Bobby B at Dat Martho says, damn, the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy are actual complete dog crap. Somebody named 10-1-1985 RIPC at Laura Seed says any team playing the Dallas Cowboys, take that running back on your fantasy numbers. God damn.
In a few weeks, does that Cincinnati versus Dallas game get flexed out that Monday night series question? Nah, ain't no flexing winning that. Ain't no flexing out that one.
The Tampa Bay gonna be flexed out. I can guarantee you that.
That's a Sunday night football game. That's one for the end of the year.
Let's go get flexed out. Somebody named Mike Awesome says currently looking like another week is going by and Jake Paul and the Texans have more wins than the Dallas Cowboys this season. God,
at home, they really do.
He's not lying. Let's see who else we got here.
Jake Paul does have more wins than Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium right now this season.
There's somebody named Kevin said this is one of the worst Cowboy teams I've seen in a long ass time. Such a poorly constructed and fully coached squad, embarrassing all the way around. Somebody named at Roman Don't Miss. Cowboys are trash, complete trash. Somebody named Emily says Cowboys lose, America wins. Just checking to see if y'all steal them boys. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's how Cowboy Twitter is, man. Yeah.
And listen, man, it's not even that, man. You looked at the game tonight, you saw nothing but red all over the place. You saw nothing but Houston, Texas people. And if it wasn't Houston, Texas people, it was empty seats tonight. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Dallas. It only cost you $56 to get into the game tonight. You could have showed up and showed out, man. $56.
I said nope. I don't need to go in person to get to see this ass whooping. I'll start watching on TV. And that's what it was. Listen, man, like we talked about, this is a bad football team. It was a bad football team even when Dak Prescott was in there. But give the Cowboys credit. They kept it close in the first half. But you know what? We don't have enough talent on the team. It shows at the end. And the Cowboys kept hanging around. People will now. I know some people on X will complain to Mike McCarthy about why did he kick the field goal. Listen, man, he's trying to win the game. He knows kicking field goals ain't gonna help this football team. He tried to go forward to try to get a spark in the boost. It didn't work. That's what happens. You don't have enough talent as the other teams do, and that's gonna be the story for the Cowboys the rest of the way. Now next week they play the Washington Commanders in Washington, and I'm telling and for all you Cowboy fans who still have hope, they probably gonna get destroyed by Dan Quinn, who's got something for them next Sunday afternoon. They're probably gonna get beat by 40 in that game. So don't expect anything else. It's a bad football team, and they do what bad football teams do. I would like to see Trey Lance at some point in time start playing in these games, because you got to it's free time and see what they got. Well, according to the great Troy Aikman, what he said, well, Jared's gonna continue to sell it because that's the only thing he does. He only thing he actually does around there is sell stuff. So I guess they're gonna keep trying to push Cooper Rush in to actually sell the Cowboy fans that they actually have the chance to get to the playoffs, but there's no playoffs happening to this team. This team's competing for a top 3 pick, and that's a good thing, because guess what? You got a top 3 pick in the first round. Guess what? You'll get a top 3 pick in the second round. You'll get a top 3 pick in the third round. I don't know about the fourth round, because I think you just traded that pick away for a guy who still ain't got on the football field, the wide receiver from Carolina. That's something strange that you gave up a 4th round pick for a guy. Second week he's still not on the field. But either way, let the rebuild begin, man. Let the rebuild begin. I'm all for it. If you're not gonna be good, be bad.
Yeah. Let's see. Taking for Travis Hunter was not intentional, but successful.
Yeah.
Put Trey in. I'm with you. Put Trey Lance in at this point.
Yeah, listen. You know you're gonna get. You know what Cooper Rush is. I mean, there's no need to and quit this line about we're trying to stay in it because who knows? You're not making the playoffs. The Cowboys got a better chance of losing out than actually making the playoffs. I really believe they got a chance of losing every game. It may be I think the only game they'll probably be favored in next. They'll probably be favored is probably the game on Thanksgiving against the Giants. That's probably the only game left they'll be favored in. Even the game at Carolina, they'll be a dog in that one. So that's what this football team is. It's one of the 3 worst teams in the NFL, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you get a chance to start the rebuild up, get an impact player, and hopefully spend some money next season on your new head coach, so he can come in with at least an opportunity to try to turn this thing around. Because let's face it, with them what they did,
Bill Belichick will have all the money that he needs next year.
But they suddenly didn't give it to Mike McCarthy. They said, man, you know what? You pack your bags. So you pack your bags. So that's where we at, man. It's a bad football team.
It's going to get everything he needs come next season. He's going to have all the money, all the spending money that he can to go get what he wants.
Well, we'll see if it's Bill Belichick, man. We'll see if it's Bill Belichick. We'll see if it's Bill Belichick. It'll be somebody. It won't be Mike McCarthy. But it'll be somebody in there.
Yeah.
So, Walt.
Yeah. Well, in case you keep scoring home, the Cowboys do move up to the eighth spot on the NFL draft.
Oh, the Texans, boy. We moving eighth, boy. We moving on up. Keep losing, boy. We're gonna get that number one spot. We keep losing. Just keep on. If you lose out, you really got a good chance of it. That's what I'm out here for. Listen. You gotta understand what kind of sports fan I am. I'm a guy who wants to be really good or really bad. I did this with the Mavericks 2 years ago when they were struggling. I said, no, just lose on out. Just completely lose out. And they did. And guess what they got? They got Derek Lively.
You don't want to be middle of the pack?
Hell no. Oh, that's mediocre. I never have been a mediocre person. Not in mentality, not in life. I never have bought into that mindset being mediocre. Even with the Dallas Wings, when Walt was trying to win games at the end of the season, so we could make it to the playoffs. I said, no, you don't want to make it. You want to lose.
That is a very unfair deal you doing right there.
But yes, you was. You were pulling for the Wings to win them games last season. I'm looking at you, man. Why do you want to get in the playoffs and get fed to New York or get fed to Vegas? No, you want to lose. And guess what happened when you lost? You got paid. You got the number one pick and a chance to get Paige Beckers. That's what happens. So suffer through this.
That's very unfair.
So suffer through this. It's okay to suffer through this, Cowboy fans. The brighter days ahead, I hope. You know, now Jerry could get crazy, and he could trade a top 3 pick for some booty butt play. He think we just one player away or something like that. But just suffer through it. Take the lumps. And then
Thanksgiving game versus Giants is going to look disgusting. Oh, yeah. You talk about a barn burner. Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito is the matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Brady will be in the house for that. Tom Brady. Yeah, man. Well, we hope it's Cooper Rush. We really do hope it's Cooper Rush because I'm kind of tired of seeing it. We hope it's Trey Lance because I'm kind of tired of seeing Cooper Rush in there. Let Trey Lance get these last
comments are laughable. Oh.
Let Trey Lance get these last few games in to see what he's got. They owe it to him. They spent capital for him. The Cowboys are going nowhere. I'm trying to figure out what these comments are.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can find. Just type in Jerry Jones.
So laughing. What he saying?
Do we have
the latest? Let me the latest.
Days ago. I was trying to see, can I find them real quick? Somebody's got to record it. Somebody's got to record it. But yeah, so Bears moving to the number 8 spot on the draft board. I guess by next Sunday, Kendrick's gonna start having some names for you. Start looking out for. We know the one name we're looking at, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, a game changer. And if you're the Cowboys, like we talked about in the pregame, this is what you want. If you happen to be not at 1, you rather have you want 2. If you had 4 or 3, you want those three teams or those 2 teams ahead of you to be quarterback heavy, all in on quarterbacks. Teams that need quarterbacks. Those are the teams you want ahead of you to be. You don't want like Jacksonville, teams like that to sitting there up there who don't need a quarterback, who's going to take the best player overall. You want teams that's all in for quarterbacks. That's what you want. That's what you need. That's what you got to have, because I'm telling you something. Travis Hunter will hit like crack on this team. big time. You want to talk about the Jerry love him because the jersey sale. He'll get for the Cowboys. If nothing else, he'll be top 5 in jersey sales as a rookie next season. So yeah, I'm all in on Travis Hunter. Get him here to Dallas. Let him put that star on his helmet. I'm all for it. I'm all for it now. And people may think I'm crazy, but y'all guys are the same people that thought I was crazy when I said Paige Beckers was coming to Dallas 3 or 4 months ago, including my compadre over to my my left over here, over to my right over here. He thought I was crazy. And guess what happened?
Is ass a 9, ass a 10, ass a 12, ass a 11. The only person who was against you on that was only person that was against you on that was nobody else fought you on that. On this
you was sitting up here trying to win games. I'm looking at you like you was crazy. You trying to fight hard to win games, man. We got a chance to make the playoffs, man. Let's try to make the playoffs. We make the playoffs, man, please.
That was different. Playoffs. That was different. That don't mean I was against you. I just wanted to win games.
You was against me.
No,
you was against me.
No.
Yes, you
being
was.
against you said no. Being against you said no.
You was against me. You was against me. You was against me, and now you got to eat your damn words.
No, I wasn't. Tomas was the one coming out playing. We ain't getting no Paige Beckers. That's who's against you.
All y'all against me. All y'all against me. Now what?
Yeah.
Now what? So be against me now. All you jokers say, we ain't getting Travis. Come on, be against me. Be against me. Oh, it's Jared Jones on Sports Center. Why, it must be really bad.
Oh, okay.
It must be really bad. Get those Sports Center quick. Jesus Christ. Did he fire somebody?
His eyes is red.
Yeah. Now this is something I really don't approve of Jerry doing, and he does it a lot. Basically having his interview at the same time the coach has his. I understand, well, who cares about Mike McCarthy? But you can at least do it after Mike McCarthy gives his answers, because it uses like about 2 or 3 guys in there talking to Mike McCarthy when Jerry's talking. Got the whole media wrapped around here. So, but anyways, Jerry's world, we just living in it. Whatever's whatever. Cowboys lose 34-10. The pain still coming for the Cowboys. They still have not won a home game since December 17th, and that was the Jimmy Johnson Ring of Honor game, and even that has some questionability in it because of the referees. So yeah, man, it's bad times for the Cowboys. Last season it was 16-1. The last 2 seasons before this was 16, and now they're 0-5. I mean, just bad, hard times for the Cowboys. It's gonna be more hard times, and it is what it is. It is what it is.
I guess you want to give some numbers.
We don't do highlights on this. I forgot. We don't do highlights on this one, do we?
Yeah, we do, but
we do a whole lot of numbers. I kind of forget how the structure of the show goes. I'm used to doing Mavericks all the time, so I kind of forget how the structure. Okay, let's get to some numbers. Ooh, boy, there's a lot of losses in a row for the Cowboys. All right, let's get to the.
Don't look at that column.
I couldn't help it. It was right in my face.
Don't look at that column. Go to the next column.
All right, let's get to the team stats. They off a Monday night butt whooping 34-10. Cowboys dropped to 3-7. Like I said, they moved to 8th on the take-a-thon. Meter in the draft. The Texans moved to 7-4. They end a 2-game streak. Now the Cowboys have now lost 5 straight. All right.
Yeah, Mavericks lost 4 straight. The Cowboys lost 5 straight. My Lord, boy, we know how to get it done, don't we?
Yeah, boy, we know how to lose. Boy, that's one thing we know how to do. We know how to lose. We the kings at that. All right, let's get down to it. The Cowboys actually have more first downs than the Texans, 24-21. Total plays in this game, the Cowboys had an advantage of that. They ran 79 plays to 60 for the Texans. Third down efficiency, the Cowboys were 5 out of 15. The Texans were 4 out of 12. And what we're gonna love this, the Cowboys were real aggressive. It didn't pay off. They were 0-4 on fourth down.
God,
So they went for it, but they didn't make a fourth down in this game. The Texans, they were 50%. They was 1 or 2 for fourth down. Total yards, 388 for the Cowboys to 391 for the Texans. Total drives, the Cowboys had 12 drives to the Texans 10. Yards per play, Texas out-edged the Cowboys on that was 6.5 yards per play to 4.9 for the Cowboys. Passing yards, the Cowboys accumulated 324 total passing yards to the Texans 250. Yards per pass, Texans was 7.1 to the Cowboys 5.3. Both teams threw an interception. The Cowboys were sacked 5 times for 34 yards lost. Meanwhile, the Texans were sacked just once for 7 lost yards. Rushing yards, the Cowboys once again couldn't run the football to save the life. The Texans didn't have a problem with that, especially with Joe Mixon. They ran it for 141 total yards to the Cowboys 64. That's 5.6 yards a rush off 25 rushing attempts total. Meanwhile, the Cowboys were 3.6 for their 64 yards on 18 total rushing attempts. Red zone, the Texans were 2 out of 4. The Cowboys only got there one time and didn't make it. Remember that fourth down penalty? That fourth down play they missed out and didn't get. Penalties, the Houston Texans were 9 of 69 in penalties. And meanwhile, the Cowboys were 9 of 66. Total turnovers, Cowboys led the way with 2 turnovers to the Texans. 1, Cowboys had an interception and a fumble. The Texans just had an interception. And as we get that time of possession, Texans edged out the Cowboys 30 minutes and 37 seconds to the Cowboys 29 minutes and 23 seconds. Let's check out the box score. Let's check out the Cowboys. Better game for Cooper Rush. He threw it 55 times, Walt. He was 32 out of 55. But like I said, you talking about Dak throwing it over 30 times. It do with 25 more passes better. But he was 32 out of 55 for 354. Threw a touchdown and an interception in this game. His quarterback
Ryan Anger had a pass today. He was more more accurate than Cooper Rush was today.
Yeah, he also had a high quarterback rating. Cooper Rush had a 75.9 quarterback rating. Like you said, Brian Anger was 1 out of 1 for 4 yards. He had an 83.3 quarterback rate. So put Brian Anger in and let his quarterback. Couldn't be worse.
Brian Anger said, "Hey, I done threw 2 passes within the last couple weeks. I can't get no run."
Yeah, man. Let me have that spit, man. Let me have some spit. Rico Dow, the Russian was the atrocious. Rico Dow was bad tonight. Only had 10 carries, but he was 28 yards. He only had 2.8 yards a carry. His long was 9. CeeDee Lamb had a carry for 13 yards in this game. Also, Deuce Vaughn, he had 4 carries for 13 yards in this game. He was 3.3 average. His long was 7 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, he had 1 carry in this game for 8 yards. Walt, he's doing good. Also, Cooper Rush, he had a couple of scrambles, 2 carries for 2 yards in this game. As far as the Cowboys receiving, CeeDee Lamb, his best numbers in about 3 or 4 weeks. 8 catches for 93 yards, 11.6 yards in average. His long was 29 yards. He had 12 targets. Kevontae Turpin was 3 for 68, including that 64 long touchdown pass he had early. I think in the second quarter. His average was 28.7. He had 3 targets on the night. Luke Schoonemaker had 6 catches for 56 yards. He had off 10 targets. He was 9.3 on average, including his long was 24 yards. Brevin Spanford, 4 catches for 42 yards off 5 targets. Jalen Tobert had 2 catches for 21 yards off 5 targets. Also, we had Ryan Florinor, 2 catches for 19 yards off 3 targets. Ezekiel Elliott also had 3 targets, 3 catches for 16 yards. Ferguson only had that 1 catch before leaving the game with a concussion. one catch for 11 yards. Rico Dow, 2 catches for 6 yards or 5 targets. Jawane Thomas had 1 catch for 4 yards. Deuce Vaughn also had a catch for 4 yards in this game. As we look at the defense.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
See, can we hear it and get this on the screen?
I think Jared just been humbled today.
In the field, we're seeing the penalties, we're seeing a lack of tackling.
What's respectful or not respectful about that? That's not being respectful or not respectful. It's not disrespect to have more guys on the field and jumping off sides or getting a late hit. That's disrespectful or disrespect. There's no place in that, and I'm not taking issue with it.
No, it's just I'm saying.
Slater now. Is that what it's come to? He's arguing with Drain Slater. Jared just looked like the old man that needs to go home and go live the best whatever life he has left in his bones to his fullest. I mean, to me it's time for him to just bow out. Now wherever that leads the Cowboys, I don't need it because, like I said, I don't have any faith in Stephen Jones at all. But Jared just looks like Al Davis with the jumpsuit on, up in the booth sleep, like he's just out of touch and out of date with what's actually going on. But can I continue with the stats and facts, or anything you want to add?
Yes, but be on standby. We're about to get some interviews here.
Okay.
Just be on standby.
Okay. As for the Cowboy defense, Eric Kendricks had nine total tackles, 5 solo. Malik Hooker had 8 tackles, 3 solo. Trayvon Diggs, he had 6 total tackles and 6 solo.
What? Trayvon Diggs was tackling tonight?
He was tackling tonight, man. I don't know what got in him. Josh Butler, the defensive back number 31, he had 5 tackles and 5 solo. Overshawn also had 5 total tackles and 4 solo. Donovan Wilson had 5 total tackles, 2 solo. Let's see, Mozzie Smith had 4 total tackles and 2 solo. As we go down here, Chauncey Golson had 3 total tackles, 1 solo. Osi had 2 total tackles, 2 solo. Also had a sack and a tackle for a loss. Let's see, as we get to Michael Parsons. Not a big night for Michael Parsons. He only had 1 tackle.
Of course not. He's buddies with the quarterback over there at what's the name. So he's not gonna go too hard on his buddy.
Yeah, and also we got Carlos Watkins. 2 total tackles in this game. As we look at the anything else, let's get to the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud, 23 of 34 for 257, 7.6 yards and a throw. Did have an interception, no touchdowns in this game. His quarterback rating was 77.7. Joe Mixon, he was the player of the game today. 20 carries for $109, 5.5 an average. Had 3 touchdowns, including that 45 yarder that was a touchdown. CJ Stroud also had 3 carries for 26 yards, 8.7 yards a carry. Also had a long of 20 yards. Tank Bell had to carry for 4 yards, and also Demond Pierce also a carry for 2 yards in this game. As far as the receiving for the Texans, the returning Nico Collins, 4 catches for 54 yards off 7 targets. Tank Dale, 4 catches also for 54 yards off 7 targets. Joe Mixon also had 2 catches for 54 yards off 4 targets in this game. John Mechie III, former Alabama Crimson Tide, Also had 3 catches for 33 yards off 3 targets. Dalton Schultz, returning Cowboy, had 5 catches for 33 yards off 7 targets. He's still putting up Cowboy numbers when he's in the Cowboy Stadium. Those would be wicked. Certainly not. Case Overs, 2 catches for 50 yards off 2 targets. Robert Woods, the Ages, 1 and 2 receptions for 13 yards off 2 targets. And Dare Ogumwe, 1 reception for 11 yards off 1 target. As we look to the defense, Jalen Patry, 9 total tackles, 4 solo. He's the hitman tonight. Henry Totu, 7 total tackles, 6 solo. Denonko Autry, 4 total tackles, 3 solo. Devin White, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, 4 total tackles, 3 solo. Also had a tackle for loss in this game. Daniel Hunter, he was all over the place. He had 3 total tackles, 3 solo. Also had 2 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss, including 3 quarterback hits in this game. So he was doing in work. Tim Stelly Jr., 2 total tackles, 2 solo. Also had a sack and a tackle for loss. And we'll do one more. I'm trying to find this kid. Their cornerback, Derek Stingley Jr. Shannon to know this guy. He's a former LSU Tiger. Had 2 total tackles, 2 for loss. Also had a 2 pass breakups in this game. And that's your stats and facts of this debacle. Cowboy loss, 34-10. Well, back to you. This also brought to you by Berry Best Barbecue. Well, hey, if you can't win, you can always eat, especially at barbecue. Check them out.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we're on standby for some interviews coming through here. Boy, I hope we get to hear some Jerry Jones stuff. I really want to hear that interview.
Yeah, look, he's never going to have a back and forth with James Slater. Like James Slater was winning. Like she wasn't having that. Looked like Jerry got humbled. It looked like he got humbled in that exchange.
Oh, the famous Jerry and James Slater back and forth. We're no strangers to it.
Yeah, it looked like he got kind of humbled in that one. Yeah, you can't start talking trash when your team gets beat on Monday night 34-10, and they haven't won a game at home since last season. So that's kind of where we at. That's kind of where we at with it. So Walt,
well, Kendrick, I mean, I guess could Fish say this is rock bottom?
To me, it was rock bottom after the Detroit Lions game. That was the rock bottom because them dude was throwing in trick plays in the third quarter, laughing at you. That was rock bottom. This is just adding on right here. Listen, this is a bad football team. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. You are Bill Parcells.
I really feel like CeeDee Lamb needs to find a way to not play the rest of the season.
Yeah, I would do that if I was him. Listen, Bill Parcells always said this, and it's true to fact. You are what your record says you are. And the Cowboys are 3-17. They're a bad football team. And they're going to continue to be a bad football. Listen, the Cowboys probably will be favored on that Thanksgiving game. They won't be favored in anything else. Maybe they may get favored in that Washington game, depending on if Washington is
that's our next home game we're going to win. We're gonna win the Thanksgiving home game.
Yeah, maybe they'll be favoring that Washington game at the end of the season if Washington solidifies their playoff standing. But other than that, every game besides the Giants game, they're gonna be dogs in, including that Carolina road game. They're gonna be road dogs in that one. So that's the price you have when you're a bad football team.
If Jerry's face is red, it's a great day for me. That means he's mad as hell. Well, he might not be red. His face might not be red, but his eyes damn sure was red.
Johnny Walker Blue boy. Johnny Walker Blue boy. That hits, man. I had a taste of that. That's pretty good, man. Jerry got good taste. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Never had it.
Yeah, John, it hits pretty good, man. That hits pretty good. RJ, I mean, let's see. Nah, not seeing nothing from about Jerry yet. Let me go to trying to see if I can find anything. James Slater. No, nothing there
Okay.
for her. And
Hold
like
on,
I said, it's
we're about to get an
really
interview.
okay because like it's nothing to add. I mean, this is what it's been for the whole season. It's been butt whooping USA.
Okay, so we got CeeDee Lamb up first.
Okay.
All right, let's go to CeeDee.
I feel like it's been our thing all season of not getting in the red zone and not scoring. Obviously, good teams do it, and we have been failing to do that. And it differentiates the score a lot.
How would you assess your relationship with Cooper Rush? It looked like there were a couple times there was a throw behind or just not on the same page.
Missed with the red. I mean, I feel like he's going to be better. I mean, throughout the, as the season goes and progresses, you could tell that he's gotten better from week 1 to week 2 for him as far as starting. So the confidence is there for him. Happy for him. Obviously, we're moving the ball, but at the end of the day, we still got to score. We still got to win the game. Absolutely. The more we get involved with the game, we'll open up the offense for the running game. Obviously, for us on the outside as receivers, we got to create lanes on the outside for the running backs. So when they do break, they have a big game. And then, with that being said, we can complement them by having an explosive play, and then we get in the end zone. Unfortunately, we haven't been doing that, putting our pieces together. We don't really have it figured out right now, and that sucks.
CeeDee, you've not been through this really before, maybe your rookie year, but how do you cope with it?
It sucks, to be honest. I mean, it's not so much coping; it's moving on to the next one. I mean, you can't dwell on it. I mean, what happens in the past is now in the past, and we're gonna go look at this film, correct what we need to, and then we got to go out there and play better. Get in the end zone. We get in the end zone, we have a whole different conversation.
Well, CeeDee Lamb still believes.
Listen, man, that's player talk. He's got to say that, but you can look at. I'm what I always tell you. I'm a big proponent of body language. He knows it's over.
Me too. Me too.
He know. He know it's over. He know that this thing's off the rails and ain't no way getting it back. Listen, the Cowboys, that one touchdown was basically a coverage bust by the Texans. That 64-yarder to Kevontae Turpin. Other than that, they couldn't get in the end zone. That was and the oddity about that, the Cowboys usually don't hit big plays. They was able to hit a big play, but as far as just driving and getting in the end zone, he talked about it. They don't get in the end zone. That's been not just this game. That's been the whole year. Getting into the red zone, not being able to execute, not being able to score when they get inside the 20, and that's been a bad staple on Mike McCarthy ever since he took over play calling, in my opinion. That went into last season. The inability of being able to execute inside the 20. Again, they had the opportunity. They took points off the board after a penalty on the Houston Texans on the field goal kicker on the field goal kick, but unable to score when they got inside the 20 again. Turning it over on downs, and that's the story as far as that goes for that situation. But yeah, man, listen, CeeDee, his best game, if you want to say his best game in about 5 weeks, about maybe about 4 weeks, his best game, 8 for
Kendrick?
93. What?
I found it.
You found
I
it?
got him right here.
Okay.
I've got him.
Let's hear what the old man is babbling about now.
I got it right here. Let's hear it.
Hard one. Thought we could have a better accounting of how we play. We didn't, and we are looking ahead now. Then we've got a hole, and we all understand it. Regret that again for our fans. Good guys.
Jerry, what devastates you most about this home losing streak of 6 games?
Well, I don't know that there's anything but the obvious, and that is that we just aren't playing very well. Happens we're doing that at home for sure. We've had a big run of home games that we haven't done it, so we just aren't playing well, and it's several things out there for all the games, several things, and so that's it's not really the amount of the score at home. It's not really. It's just the way we're playing.
Jerry, what happened with the roof before the game?
You had wind gusts a lot all day long, and wind apparently did a little damage, and then when we tried to open it up, the winds got underneath the roof at that time, and so everybody agreed that it did some damage, but if you check around, Dallas had wind gusts all afternoon. I think they call them wind bursts or something like that, but those it's kind of thing that ended up causing that damage, apparent damage, and we were aware of it when we were opening the door a few hours before the game, and had planned the minute we saw that not to open the door, not to open the roof.
Will it impact the ability to use the roof going forward, the damage that happened?
No, it's fixable, but you didn't have, it wasn't the situation, time, or otherwise to do it tonight, and certainly there was no risk at all to anybody on the field playing once we shut the roof. And again, we've got a lot of wind gusts in this area this afternoon, and apparently that created some looseness up there, and then when we did try to open it up, the wind got in there and exacerbated the looseness.
Jerry, what did you make
that all happen? Does it make you somewhat think like, can anything go right this season?
Not really. I don't look at it. I look at it in whole, and we're just not playing well enough to beat teams, and it's combinations of things, and we just know that you got to do better with that. We had know we're getting some guys back, but we lost some more tonight. But other teams lose players. That's part of the NFL, and so I don't want to look to that. I did thought Rush played better tonight.
Jerry, what do you make looking out at the crowd tonight and hearing a pretty large Houston contingent?
Well, I've always Houston's close to Dallas, and so the fact that we do have a lot of times visiting teams buy tickets that are in our stadium, and so it's not uncommon. We have a lot of San Francisco fans when we play San Francisco here, so it's not uncommon to see our fans sell tickets for particular games. A lot of times that's done way before the season starts.
Do you see any areas of improvement over these past 4 or 5 games at home?
I thought Rush played a little better tonight, frankly. And I know we were trying to get the ball to CeeDee, and we did that to some degree. I thought we were in the game. Certainly the fake punt was red again and took a little wind out of us, but we were trying to get wind, and had it worked, then it would have been an inspiration, and we'd had maybe a better drive out of it. But
Jerry, at 3-7, do you still have hope that the season could turn around?
Well, that's 10 games, and certainly the numbers are coming to us, and certainly we have to be realistic about how we're playing. We have to be realistic what we're dealing with at quarterback, what we're dealing with, and we have to calculate that in the look-see ahead. I think we've got help on the way on defense, but the guys that were out there tonight did some good things, but they made some real mistakes. So, all of that. Let's just give credit. Houston's a team that had its challenges lately and came in here, and I thought we were hanging in there, not hanging, but in there pretty good, and had a real chance to gain on it and have some momentum. Didn't happen for us.
Even though Cooper played better, is there some point you would like to see Trey Lance start and play some?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I want to give our team the very best chance it can to, in all phases, be successful. And so we're going to go here with a quarterback that gives us the best chance to win a game. Thank you, guys.
You still think that's Rush right now?
Well, just got off the field, but we'll make that decision. Got to make it real quick, though, this week.
What did you think about taking those points off the board at that point?
Well, after we missed the field goal to come back, I wish we'd kept them up there. I wish we hadn't have gotten the break that we got, but I think everybody did. But for a shame to take a field goal that impactful or that good length and all included with it. But we did. We were trying to score 7 or 8, and so we took them on.
And then what about later on in that drive on the 4th and 2 to go for it there on that rollout with Rush? What did you think of that?
Well, again, at the time, I'm sure they're going to go into why we thought that play was the best play at the time. And we all knew what that touchdown meant to us. And I don't sit here second guess that. We'll take a look at it tomorrow and look into those kinds of things. But the noteworthy is to be trying to gain momentum with some of our fake punt stuff, and then when it backfires on you lose a little momentum too. And I think that's what happens. But that's what happens when you try to take those kinds of risks.
Did you feel like that was too
desperate? Excuse me?
Do you feel like that fake punt was too desperate at that time?
I don't know, but when you don't do it, it feels desperate. But I don't know that too. We were close enough there, but we were also close enough to keep it close. And so, we all that's part of what we do is say, well, I could have thrown it out on that. And so that really know this game well, and I've got a good feel for how the team and the personnel is out there. I'm good with those.
The body language on the sideline is understandably rough, but a lot of guys seem to be pretty down. Is there anything you can do to try and buoy spirits?
No, but you wouldn't be human if you get out there and you're not playing well. You as an individual or you as a team, and then you're also playing against people that are playing a lot better than you are. And I think it's real rare when somebody looks like they've just cleaned the bases out with a grand slam home run or something. No, I understand the body language, but that's part of it. You have to gather it back up and go out there and play.
You said there wasn't any risk when that sheet metal came down. Is that what I heard you say? You didn't think it was a risk?
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that because I don't know who was there. I know we did it. We opened and shut the door long before any fans or anybody's in here. I think it's 4 hours before. And the reason they do that is to make sure everything is working and to avoid those kinds of risks if there's any fans or anybody in here. So that's what happened, and it worked. And it told us to basically probably don't open the door. But the piece apparently was loose from the heavy winds that were out here all day during the time. And there were reports of serious winds all over this area during the day. And I don't know, and we hadn't had an evaluation as of right now, but he'll take a look at it. But, we open and shut those roofs and doors, and we do that several times throughout the week before we get to a point where we're actually going to use them with any fans or anybody around that are impacted by it.
Have you or the organization heard from any of the people that did have to kind of start? All right, we'll unpack some.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay mình sẽ
Well, Kendrick, that was Jerry Jones. He was very long-winded there.
Yeah, man. He looks defeated. He looks humble. He looks like a man that's been humbled. He looks like a man that knows that the writing's on the wall, that this team ain't going anywhere. And he looks like a man that come to the realization that this team is going to be picking high in the draft this year. It's not a good football team, and sometimes, listen, it's a smack in the face, but sometimes you may need a smack in the face to wake you up because Jared's been living on dreamland at least the early part of this season. Like I said, I've been saying, I didn't think it was a good football team going into this season. I think it didn't have the pieces, and I think as you look at this game, the cavalry's not coming. There's nobody coming out to save it. It's just what it is and what it is. And I think looking at Jared's face, he's coming to the realization that this is going to be a bad football team. You're going to start looking at that draft footage to see where you're going to be in the draft. Right now, you're at 8th. That's just what it is. I think it was no Bob. Now we didn't hear the James Slater. That wasn't off in there.
He quit the interview. He quit the interview like 4 or 5 times. So
yeah. So we didn't hear that, but it was a little back and forth with James. But he looked like a guy that looks like, hey, there was no defiance like it was in the previous weeks. Sometimes I guess you go through those stages of grief. Where you're shocked, angry, and sad, and then you come to the realization, acceptance that this ain't happening this year. I think Jared's at that stage, acceptance that this team's gonna lose. This team's got a lot more losing to do. Probably gonna have double-digit losses when the season's over with, and that's where we at. That is where we at with it.
Okay, I'm a little confused. I didn't see any Mike McCarthy video. I have a Mike McCarthy.
He's up there. He did an interview.
I mean, I don't know. Do you want to hear it or?
Yeah, sure. I'm seeing Brian Sweet said no Michael Parsons interview tonight.
Well, of course, he lost his best friend tonight, so he don't want to talk.
Well, that's a good thing. As long as I think that come from last week. I think they said no more interviews for him for the rest of the season. Just take your stuff and get out and leave and get onto the house. Yeah, that's it from Mike McCarthy. It's always good.
Okay, this was kind of short.
Yeah, it's always good to hear from the head coach. He's got 7 more he needs to do before his tenure's done here. So
people say they felt he declined according to reporters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure after last.
That's strange for a guy who's always got something.
I'm pretty sure after last week debacle, what he said, I'm pretty sure the ownership told him that you need to decline and talk to reporters.
Well, he probably declined because he didn't want to get his words misconstrued again. The media. I mean, you guys in the media, you guys take his words and just twist them and run with it. So he didn't want that to run it.
That wasn't twisted. He said what he said.
Maybe Kendrick,
he should get his
like guys like you in the media take his words.
Well, that's not my fault. Maybe he should get his words right in his head before they come out of his mouth.
Well, what he said is not what he meant, basically, and you guys don't understand that because all you guys want to do is take his words and just mix them up and run with
it. We take his words, what he says come out of his mouth. Or we can go by what he says out of his mouth. Maybe if he thinks about before he says something, he'll be in better position to say something like that. But he doesn't. He just goes around and just talks. So continue talking. We love it.
He has a podcast. So what else is he supposed to do?
Well, he's going to have a lot to say on that.
He's really good at it too.
He's going to have a lot to say on that podcast. So trust me, you ain't heard the last of this.
Oh, well, he's really good at that podcasting too. I mean, really good.
Man,
All right, here.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be a sumo wrestler. It's going to be a sumo wrestler too.
Let's see what we can get out of Mike McCarthy here.
Hubble.
Mike McCarthy at the podium.
Is this good up here?
Who's the sponsor?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, it's a sponsor.
Yeah.
That is a sponsor.
All right.
Clarence Hill, City, Dallas. Cooper had a lot of passing attempts. What were they doing to take away the run? Even before it got out of the way in the fourth quarter, they had like 39 after 3 quarters.
Yeah, we had a couple looks with motion, and it's just more about how they reacted to it. Particularly in their big nickel deal. We went to some base big fronts, so that I think we didn't hit on any of those, and just really couldn't get it going. Frankly, the run game, and that was a primary focus coming into this. I would have liked to have been a lot more balanced, run the pass. I don't want to throw the ball 40 times, and then I think just with the injuries up front, their pass rush got going there. After we got 2-score game and they got to a 3-score game.
Mike Todd, aren't you with ESPN? 20-10, it's 4th and 2. Can you walk us through the decision to go for it there and not take the field goal?
Yeah, definitely. It's 4th and 2. Matt had a good play, had a rub play there. Got the coverage we needed. It just wasn't clean on the outside. It got flushed and had a chance on the over route there. So it was a clean play. And I think it's just like anything. You can't have it both ways. We're trying to play it, exactly right, managing the game. 14 play drives. Obviously had the big penalty on the field goal, but we needed 7 there, and 4th and 2, and everything that we were talking leading into that series. That's a go for it situation, and I felt good about the call.
5 straight losses now, 5 in a row at home. How do you explain? Can you explain any of this, or
explain it?
Yeah, having any kind of loss?
I think the reality it's very frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody. Frustrating for the players. Frustrating for the coaches. I know it's it's disappointing for the fans, but we have a lot of moving parts going on, and we just have to be cleaner and more detailed in certain spots. We're not playing well enough, or execute well enough, coaching well enough to overcome some of the mistakes we're making at critical times in the game. So just even in the first half, we had some opportunities there. To get some more points and didn't get it done. We just have to play cleaner in these tight spots, and we did not do that tonight.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Thought process on the fake punt there in the first half?
Yeah, it's was not a high priority. It was a check that reacted to what they were doing, and then they dropped a guy in the coverage there from the backside, and so they won a chess match here. That was a poor call by us.
You talk a lot about the youth of your team. Obviously, you had to play a lot of guys tonight. Without looking at the film, are you just like, these are the people I have, I got to play them a little bit more now?
No, I'm playing who we have to win the game. I mean, that's just, everybody who's healthy. It's just, we had a long week of practice, but we had a number of guys that didn't make it. So, these guys practice. We're playing the best players to win the game. So, I think the one thing I guess should have did at the end, and I just, I didn't do it, was put Trey in there. I could have gotten him a series. That's one thing that I would second guess myself on. But other than that, I mean, we got guys going down. There's a number of guys went down in the game, and you just got to keep playing.
Mac Engel, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. I know sometimes in these situations when the record's not going the way you want, effort can be a question. Have you felt good about how hard your team is playing throughout all this?
Yeah, I thought they fought. Absolutely. We're just, our problem is an effort. It's not effort during the week. I haven't seen that. So, we're not making critical plays. The big play, ratio, we were minus 4 at halftime, and that's usually a pretty good indicator of how the flow of the game's going. You usually average 16 big play opportunities a half, and I don't know I know it, obviously didn't go very well for us in the second half too. So, we just got to stay after it. We got some young guys who are playing. We got to get them right. We got to win a 6-day week, but yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated for our guys because I know how much they put into this, and but we just got to keep banging away.
All right, that was Mike McCarthy.
Hey, I want to circle back something Jerry was saying. He was asked a question about putting in Trey Lance, and he said he didn't know about that, and that we're gonna go with the quarterback that gives us the best chance to win. Why does he not want to play Trey Lance?
Yeah, I don't understand that from Jerry or or the organization or wherever that's coming from, because you spent draft capital on him. And let's face facts. The season is what the season is. The season ain't getting any better. The Cowboys are not making the playoff. Anybody believe in that? I know the team per se can't say that, or the coaching staff can't, but reality, they're not making it. It's not a good football team. And to hear from not just hear that, but hear from the head coach saying, "Well, I regret not putting them off in there. We had a package off in there." Listen, man. At this point in time, reality needs to set in for this football team and for the people who run it. That you need to find out what this kid has. You don't know. He may have something that may win you a couple ball games this year, but you need to. But these games going fast and fast. Just you blink your eyes, and it was September. Just the eye blink ago. Now this season go by fast. Now we almost into December. Well, you blink another time, the season's gonna be over. You would like to get to find out, with Dak being out, to find out something what this kid has going into the offseason. So even if you wasn't planning on him being the quote quarterback or backup of the future, putting him out there to see if he has something, who you may advertise him to another team for draft capital this upcoming draft. I don't know, but you need to find out what you need what you have for him, have in him, if not just for peace of mind, because you gave up draft collateral for him. But Mike McCarthy, listen, I said this with Mike McCarthy before. Anybody sitting over there getting on Mike McCarthy for taking the points off the board, you're asinine. He was trying to win the game. You listen, kicking the field goal wasn't going to help the Cowboys. That's just making a parallel move. You take points off the board, field goal off the board. What, to kick another field goal and be right in the same position? They're trying to get juice into the team. The punt return was the fake punt was kind of bad. That was an act of desperation. That was the second possession.
I think that came from my guy Bones.
Yeah, Bones. That was the act of desperation. Where the Bones went rogue. That was the act of desperation. That was the second possession of the game. That let you know then the Cowboys knew that they were overmatched in this football game, going for a fake punt on their own side of 50 on their second possession. So, but listen, like I said, it's going back to the fourth down play. He tried to get a touchdown. It didn't work. It happens. If they get the touchdown, it's 20-17, and then you got a new game. You put some pressure on the Texans. I think if you kick a field goal, I still don't think that puts pressure on the Texans right there. You get juice back in the building, but it didn't happen, and you move on with it.
True. Very, very true. Well, looks like we're gonna be back. You're gonna see us again tomorrow night, guys.
Yeah.
But this time you're gonna see us with the Mavericks and on the Mavericks new for the first time ever, we're gonna be debuting the
new in-season tournament court.
The new in-season tournament court.
It's finally gonna be in the AAC.
Finally gonna be in the AAC. Finally.
Mavericks Pelicans tomorrow night. Hopefully the Mavericks don't have a night like the Cowboys did tonight.
Yeah. Oh man, what a bad night tonight, man. What a bad night. Dallas, the city of Dallas was let down tonight, man. Big time.
It let me down tonight. I knew what was going to happen. I mean, I just felt bad for y'all who actually believed that they actually had a chance.
We were having a good weekend. We had
guess
the Mavs
what?
win. What?
Guess what? It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse next Sunday at 12 noon. Dan Quinn, woo! Boy, you want to talk about boy? You want to talk about now? You want to talk about dude may try to put 45 up. Boy, Dan Quinn, boy, he gonna be blitzing. He gonna be blitzing coming out the tunnel, boy. He gonna be blitzing. Now you may see Trey Lance in that game because they made up knocking Cooper Rush out that game. I got feel he's gonna be blitzing right out that tunnel. Good grief.
Michael Parsons might just leave us and go right over there with him. You know he love him some
He just walk across the field. That's all. He just walk right across the field. So can I help?
Right. So y'all got some room for me?
Oh
man,
please,
I'm telling you, man.
Please, somebody who's at the AT&T Stadium, make sure you find Michael Irvin.
Everybody's gone, man. Everybody's gone, man.
Okay.
Let it go, man. Everybody's gone, man. Everybody's gone.
It was a tough night.
So with that being said, we'll see everybody tomorrow night when the Mavs take on the Pelicans. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Always do his best for business. If we don't see you around, then we will see you around tomorrow night.
Yeah, you won't see them Cowboy home wins around. Not this season.
I wish you guys nothing but best. The